So, this Sultai list is one that Chris Patello over on YouTube. He was a former member of the MPL back when that was a real thing. He played recently in the Set Championship as well. Fantastic YouTuber. If you like my content, then I promise you will like his. Go check him out. This is one of the anti-meta decks that he's been brewing up to take on the standard ladder. And it's basically Dimir Control. You have a lot of the stuff that you're used to seeing. You have your 4 or 5 mana planeswalkers in the form of Sorin and Lolth. You have your discard spells to deal with the blue decks. You've got your Syncopates, your Duresses, your Go Blanks, Inscriptions of Ruin, that kind of stuff to deal with the control decks. Soul Shatters deals with your opponents like Goldspan Dragons and that kind of thing. And Mitook Massacre deals with like the mono white, mono green creature-based decks. And the sideboard is mostly what you'd expect from Dimir Control. You've got like your Siphon Insights for card advantage. You've got your 4 copies of Annul to deal with like Asika's Chariot. Disdainful Strokes deal with pretty much every deck has a Disdainful Stroke target except like mono white at this point. But where this deck becomes Sultai is with the combination of Colossal Sky Turtle and Shigeki. And these 2 cards form a pretty big card advantage loop that otherwise Dimir Control kind of lacks. So you'll see in the deck that there's not really much in the way of like card draw spells. You don't have a whole lot of your 4 mana card draw spells that you'd cast on the opponent's end step. I'm blanking on the name of the card for some reason. Memory Deluge. So card advantage is actually quite limited. You have your Sorin and more or less that's it. But Shigeki ramps you into your Planeswalker spells. So you tap it on your opponent's turn for 2 mana, put a land card into play, replay it the following turn, or get it into your hand to be able to use its channel ability, where you can get several cards back from your own graveyard, kill spells generally speaking, to take over the board. Eventually you land a Planeswalker and your opponent is just outground by the card advantage that Shigeki provides. Now, if your opponent kills Shigeki, then all is not lost. You still have your Colossal Sky Turtle. So this is both a decent-ish control card. You can bounce opponent's spells, bounce opponent's creatures with like a Unsummon, Fading Hope kind of effect for 2 mana. Uncounterable with Channel. Not super relevant, but it's there. But the real thing is that you have, the real big deal here is that you have the Channel ability that gets a card from your graveyard back to your hand. And usually that's going to be Shigeki. So Sky Turtle gets back Shigeki. Shigeki discards itself, gets back Sky Turtle, gets back a bunch of other cards. Sky Turtle gets back Shigeki, and so on. So you're kind of doing the thing if you get to that point. So we're just going to try to land some Planeswalkers and see where things go from there. I've loved watching Chris play this list. I have had some fun playing it myself. I don't think it's quite there in terms of like actually being good against the current meta that I'm running into, but I'm interested to see how it does. So let's hop into some games. Okay. On the play with a reasonably good anti-control hand. God forbid we're playing against creatures. Cannot really get anything out of the opponent's sleeves here. I think we're just going to keep and hope for the best. It's probably supposed to be a mull, realistically. However, we did find control. This should probably be a pretty good matchup for us. This is standard. Hullbreaker Horror is still uncounterable, but hopefully we can get it with Go Blank. Yeah, we'll just take the Jwari Disruption, I think. I don't think Fateful Absence is going to have a target for a little while. Let's just get this blue in play. We do have Syncopate available if they draw. I don't know what they could draw. Mitook Massacre is fine. I think I want to hold on to this Go Blank a little while longer. Hope they cast something into Syncopate. But Hullbreaker Horror in the main deck is going to be a problem for us. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I feel like Memory Deluge is coming here, and I do want to be able to syncopate that one. So I don't think I want to go blank quite yet. Yeah. And this also holds up Disdainful Stroke if they have, I don't know, I don't know what they could have realistically. Syncopate Important. It exiles the Memory Deluge. They don't get the backside of that. Demonic Sphere. Alright, that's an interesting one. I think I just want to make my land drop. Two more land drops until they can play Hullbreaker Horror. Hopefully, the problem is that this Mnemonic Sphere is going to get cracked, and they're going to draw 2 cards off of it. So it probably does just have to be go blank now and hope to draw another. This is probably the not worst matchup, like Esper Control. Game 1 is probably the one that we have to hope to steal from them, in fact, with their kill spells in main that don't hit us. Yeah, I think we're still just playing out our lands. At some point, we will hopefully be able to just kill the Hullbreaker Horror with the March. Disdainful Stroke is nice, hitting the Emperor there. But eventually, like, we're going to trade our counterspells 1 for 1. They're going to land a Hullbreaker, and that's going to be the end of it. Sorin, you say? So, they flash in Hullbreaker Horror here. We can do this for 5, plus exile the Meat Hook Massacre to kill the Hullbreaker Horror. That is probably what we need to do. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's for 8. Shit. So now I actually need to kill the... I need to pitch the Sorin as well. That sucks. I thought this had 7 toughness for some reason. Well, we cannot let them untap with that, unfortunately. So this is going to be 5, 7, 9. We don't even get to hold up Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, this sucks, but what are you going to do? I guess I should have done it for 9 to gain the extra point of life. I don't think that's super relevant. I guess this way, holding up the 1 land, if they for some reason choose to crack Field of Ruin, that'll give us the Disdainful Stroke. That's pretty good. I do think them doing nothing there probably means another Hullbreaker Horror, but I don't think we can beat that. So, Lolth it is. Let's make some spiders.
You could have such power. And I, the generous one.
Okay, that's not so bad. Getting the clue out of them is pretty great.
All of you.
I would love it if they cracked the field on end step. Fading Hope is fine. Bottom is good. We like bottoms. Okay. That's pretty good. So let's try to force the Wanderer out of them here, if that's what they have. Yeah, that's fine with me. Okay. Great. So now we get to say go. Anything that they draw that's relevant, we will probably be able to stroke. Otherwise, we can crack the clue. Okay. Cool. So we have successfully ground them down. And now the question is, whose top decks are better? And I think the answer is us. We have Shigeki to be able to recall or regrow a counterspell whenever we feel like it. Crack 1 clue main phase. Oh, I didn't put the pay-to-win lands in. Is that going to bite me? Alright, let's play this forest, I think, and say go. They could have the Wanderer again. Soul Shatter is a decent answer to the Wanderer, actually. And we are flooding. Mm-hmm.
You started this way, but I'm going to end it.
Alright, so they have a 2-2, we don't. But their card draw is pretty good. So at some point they're going to rip a Memory Deluge. We need to find something that is not a land. Not sure what that oops is about. That's pretty good. Yeah. Tough one. I mean, I guess we can do that for a whole boatload if they found another Wanderer. Or Hullbreaker Horror. You have to imagine that they're playing maybe 2 in the main. Yeah, this 2-2 does not scare me enough to act yet. Syncopate's fine. Buckle up. Yeah, so they have 5 mana left over, so Syncopate will cost 6. Right? Nope. 7. So we want X equals 6. I hope they don't have a counterspell. Nice, okay. We're hanging tough. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. I mean, at some point one of them is going to resolve. Tanking a little while before making their choice there is also really bad news for us. I feel like this game has probably passed us by. Yep. So this is kind of cute. They'll be able to get back to the Mnemonic Sphere next turn. Alright, I mean, this does deal with... It's probably one of the better top decks, honestly. Deals with the backside of Memory Deluge, deals with Iganjo. This 2-2 may go coast to coast. Oh my god, stop it. Yeah, I think that's gonna need to die. Unfortunately, like their deck does go super wide, and we only have the Meat Hook Massacre to deal with this. I don't know. Maybe we are supposed to try to dig for the Meat Hook Massacre. How many do we have? We have 2 left. We're 6% to draw it. We're gonna start taking a beating next turn. Okay. I don't love it. I guess we play around Worry Disruption. And another land, yeah. Not much we're going to be able to do about this. And if they have Wanderer... I mean, then they will have just drawn more threats than we drew answers. We are halfway through the deck. We've drawn... I think more than half of our lands. Like, well more. Luckily, a lot of their deck is low impact as well. Like, all of their stuff is like much better at drawing cards than we are. Like, if we drew, like, Turtle, or if we drew Shigeki, then all of a sudden this is very different. But having drawn neither of those sources of card advantage, we were kind of just doomed here. I guess that kind of does a thing. You don't get to recur anything there. That's nice. They found a manland that's not as great. I mean, yeah. I guess we're saying go. That 2/2 is going to protect the cave from being hit by the Soul Shatters. Like, the best this Soul Shatter is likely to do is hit a token. But I guess it's... I guess now it hits this. We're going to take 5. If we draw Meat Hook... I guess there's no real... if we draw Shigeki exactly off the top, then we're going to want to have used our mana this turn. If we draw Shigeki, though, what are we even bringing back? We can't bring back Lolth. Counter spells. Go blanks. Okay. Or we can just draw more land. Yeah, sure. How many lands is this? This is 13. 13 lands in the top 30. I guess that's about right. I don't know what these cards could be. Like, they've got to, like, all be kill spells, board wipes. I guess they could be lands that could be going around. This is just embarrassing, frankly. Okay. I guess Meat Hook, another March would be an out. Hey, Bambi. You're only hearing my voice. Thank you for the sub, by the way. You're only hearing my voice through your left headphone. Is that a problem that other people are reproducing here? I don't see what could be causing that on my end. We did just draw another land. I don't know what gets us out of it at this point. But yeah, if you're in the chat, let me know. Give me a sound check. Are you only hearing my audio out of one earphone, speaker, etc.? Okay, Hall, I think, is probably unbeatable. We need, like, March. Great. Okay. Not a great showing for game 1, frankly. But we do have a lot of tools to deal with this matchup. Strokes, obviously, negates, go blanks. Siphon Insight seemed really good. Bloodveil Purveyor, if they brought... if they brought out their removal. I think if the game sound is fine, but my mic is off, interesting. I will check that out after this game is over. Okay, so the question now is, what do we take out? We really didn't see much in the way of creatures other than Hullbreaker Horror, which I guess we have the channel ability of the Sky Turtle to deal with. I think the Meat Hooks are pretty poor. I don't really think I want any of those. Soul Shatter is a pretty good answer to the Lobster as well. I don't know. I would love to have drawn Shigeki. I don't think I want to board it out yet. Duress is good. Syncopate is pretty good against Memory Deluge, as we saw. Inscription of Ruin, I think, is awful in this matchup. Like, just Mind Drop by itself without dealing with the graveyard is not Not really where we want to be. Soul Shatter hitting Planeswalkers, I think, breaks the tie with Power Word Kill, even though Power Word Kill hits the Lobster at instant speed a little cheaper. This kills Planeswalkers too, I suppose. Maybe I want to take out one of these and one of the Soul Shatters. Go with something like this. A Null. Does a Null hit much? A Null hits, like, the Saga, and it hits the Celestis. I don't think that's high enough impact. Let's give this a try. Okay, so there's Shigeki. Yeah, we can keep this. Sequencing is going to be interesting. Jwari Disruption, I don't think we want to play on 2, because I don't think we want to hit their 2-drop. If this were on the draw, then I think things would be a little different. As it is, I think I still want it as a spell. Hopefully Shigeki will be able to ramp us. They have the Fateful Absence. They just have to read it because they didn't see it in game 1. They didn't see hour 4 of, and in game 1 that went like 30 turns. I mean, come on. Like, it's clearly the core of the deck. If you can kill it, you probably have to, right? But we do have the loop. Sky Turtle and Shigeki. Yeah, okay. Good stuff. Yeah, probably holding up Jwari Disruption or Sky Turtling back the Shigeki. One or the other. Could also crack the clue. That's not the worst either. Makes it more likely we hit our land drop. Sure. I really don't want to play the Jwari Disruption as a land if I don't have to. Okay, that works. Okay, so almost certainly... Okay. Yeah, card's surprisingly good against us, honestly. They have their own loop as well. Like, a Ganjo brings this back. That's probably a slightly better loop than ours is. Okay, we did need the second green source for the Shigeki, so we will do that. Casting Lulth here seems really ambitious. But what am I afraid of? Like, it's like Negate, right? Which they probably brought in many of. Okay, let's just play the Shigeki. Yeah, that I think is a fine tap. Plays around, like, Negate. Gets Shigeki off of Summoning Sickness. Helps us ramp. We do need the help finding our land. Skyclave Apparition, you say? I guess we can't really stop that. So I guess that happens. We'll make sure to let this trigger resolve first. Yeah, max equals 2, submit 0. This way we at least get a 2/2 token to start beating down with a little bit. Another Shigeki's nice to see. Start with an attack. I mean, holding up this 2 mana as they've done most of the game does suggest negate. I think here I'm going to just play the Tuari Runes tapped and play another Shigeki. And this way we have the means to syncopate, like... Honestly, not much, actually. I was thinking we could syncopate like a 4-mana Planeswalker, but into their 6 mana, I guess we couldn't really do that. This is going to recur the Mnemonic Sphere, but we can't really stop it. Their syncopate. Sure. I really do feel like negate makes a lot of sense. They even played the Hall tapped there instead of playing the planes that they fetched with the Ganjo. So we're probably just supposed to just attack here and trigger Shigeki on their turn, holding up Syncopate. They discarded it to Fairy. Yeah, they don't have to tap this, so it doesn't matter if this comes in untapped. We bin the Siphon Insight, which is actually pretty outstanding news for us. I'm just going to cast it right now. Neither of those great hits, of course. Third Syncopate. Yeah. Yeah. Can't really attack into Hall here, unfortunately. I do want to slam Lolth, but I cannot imagine she resolves. So I guess we can also Shigeki back. Really not much, actually. We can't, again, bring back Sorin. Shigeki targets non-legendaries from the graveyard. So I guess we're just replaying it. Yeah, that's rough. I think I want to hit her with the March. X equals 2. Yeah, I think so.
Now you've done it. Hat's coming off.
So there's the negate. Sure.
Keep watch for intruders.
So we don't have the meat hooks anymore to deal with this board state. We just kind of need to take over the board on our own to be able to force our way through this. Yeah, that is a card. I also haven't seen any Aganjo out of them, so we have to be wary of that when we block with, like, our tokens. Ooh, Sorin. So Sorin's kind of interesting, making the vampire being able to tack down the Wanderer. But the truth is, I think we're just supposed to slam Lolth. If they have negate, I don't think it matters which one we play. Play Sorin, we'll syncopate for X equals 2, which negate beats. Yeah. Maybe I was supposed to play... Yeah, I mean... We probably gave him the opportunity to draw that. Maybe I was supposed to slam Loth earlier in the game. But just like, I had such a read on them having the negate. Slamming Loth into negate when you can't back it up with Syncopate is kind of tough. And now I don't think there's anything we can realistically do. Like, we need, I think, to rip another Loth off the top here. To try to stabilize. And even that might not be good enough. Yeah. Yeah. I think we just have to jam Soren here. If he doesn't resolve, then we just scoop. We're done. If he does resolve, then what? Can make a vampire. We probably just need to chump with it. He did resolve.
I am vengeance.
Okay. Let's make the vampire and play Shigeki, I guess. Like, we have to assume they have nothing. Because if they have anything, we can't beat it. They can even, like, main phase the Memory Deluge around a Syncopate. Yep. Okay. So now they're going to swing at us for 10. 11. Okay. We're going to have to chump with the 2-2. And with no meat hook left in the deck, I don't know what gets us out of this anymore.
We've got the edge in this fight.
And not only do we need to deal with their board, we also need to deal with the Hall attacking afterwards. So I think we are probably just super dead. Okay. Attacking Soren makes sense. We're throwing this 2-2 under the bus. Don't think so. I think it has the opportunity to block something bigger later. Yeah, no, but I think we're just dead. I can't conceive of a card that would come off the top that would get us out of this. That certainly is not it. Okay. Yeah, so probably like the not worst matchup for our first game with the deck, and it also badly misfired in game 1. So hard to say anything based on that one game. But let's see how it does in the next one. Okay, on the draw with an unkeepable hand. 2 tap lands, no black. Can't keep that. Better. So I think we'll keep this and we'll throw back Shigeki most likely. Yeah. Overgrown farmland, so probably some sort of like creature deck. I've seen like Selesnya Tokens floating around. That I think is probably a good matchup for us. However, I do feel like Asika's Chariot is probably coming down next turn. I would like to be able to disrupt that if possible. Okay, do we have that luxury? Like, if they don't play into Jwari Disruption or Syncopate, can they still make enough progress to make our life miserable? Probably. I think we're probably supposed to just get our own proactive game plan going and just sort of accept that they can play Chariot here. If they have it, they have it. And this is just like the price you pay for being on the draw in Magic in 2020 and 2022. Skyclave Apparition makes some sense. Okay, so now you've got to think it's like Wanderer or something, right? What else just says go? Yeah. Sure. So there goes Shigeki. That's two opposing decks that have been running Skyclave Apparition, which lines up very well with our Shigeki. So probably want to wait one more turn on the Go Blank to hold up Syncopate. Well, because they have 3 cards in hand. I would love it if I could get their last 2 instead. Yeah, I think we just say go. And if they do nothing, then on their end step we can Soul Shatter. I'm not particularly concerned about taking the 2 here. I'd rather just hold up the counterspell. Yeah, so now if they have another Wanderer, you'd think they would have played it the previous turn. If they have a Wanderer here, then they probably found it off the top. Yeah, so let's just kill this. Maybe that's not necessary. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should just untap. Maybe I don't care enough about the apparition. Ooh, Duress is excellent. Alright, so let's get as much of our mana in play as possible to be able to syncopate like a Wanderer here. Farewell, Amiria's Call, Boseiju. Yeah. So Boseiju, does that hit anything right now? No. So it doesn't matter what we take. We're just going to go blank the rest. I probably should have tapped the Hall. I guess it doesn't actually matter. Is there anything I particularly care about in terms of colors? I think I have more than enough green, so it's blue or black. I don't think it matters too much. Let's just get a black source. And don't rip something great off the top. Alright, good enough. So now Syncopate will deal with almost anything. Yeah, I don't think I want them having Yashara. Yeah, this is the green-white tokens deck that I was... I played a little bit off-stream. I had a lot of fun with this one. I think this one is very powerful. Gotta say, our top decks with this deck have been extremely poor. For a deck that's supposed to have like a great recursive loop. Alright, Stroke does it. It helps, I guess. Most of their good stuff is 4 mana or better. We do want as much mana in play as possible in case we draw Shigeki, so I guess we should be playing our lands. But it's just a mana dork. Yeah, okay. It does stuff our 2/2 pretty well. Wow. I don't think I would have played that tapped. I guess they can bounce it back to their hand at no cost with the Root Raiser. No, it has to be a basic, so they can't. Okay, so that's going to be castable from the graveyard pretty soon. They're on 2, 5, 6, 7... 8 mana. Yeah, okay. So they're going to block if I attack no matter what. We might as well just do this meat hook for 3 now. Yeah, because it's important that this die. Because otherwise they can make mana off of it and cast Storm sooner. How much is that now? 2, 5, 8. Yep. Okay. Wealth is not bad. They do have enough for the Storm the Festival, so we're going to need to... Does that actually mean we're supposed to draw off Lulth here to try to find a counterspell? I don't think so. Soul Shatter cleans up, like, the worst of whatever they find.
My will cannot be denied.
Yep. Don't hurt me. Wanderer and Ren and 7. Okay. So hopefully they activate Wanderer first. Okay. Great. So now we get this in before they can activate Ren. Yeah, this could have been worse. We could trade Planeswalkers here. I don't feel like that's necessary. Emperor is only really good if they have... Oh no, shit. I forgot it had Flash. I should have double blocked. I shouldn't have actually double blocked at all. Yeah, maybe that block was right. Come to think of it. Because now Lulth just grows. If I double blocked them, both of those things would have died. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we draw. Yikes. How much mana is this? 2, 5, 9. It is actually conceivable that we, It is actually conceivable that we could draw a Disrupt to Storm the Festival. Not likely, though. We're just saying go. Trying to keep Lulth alive a little longer.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Aren't I generous?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They prepare for war.
Okay. Shigeki lets me get back what? It lets me get back Soul Shatter. Double Soul Shatter, I guess. 10 mana. So it'll cost 4, 6. The problem is the 9/9 is just going to kill me if I don't sack the Lulth here. That's probably what it's got to be, though.
Pity our time. My power is for annihilation.
It probably does on their end step have to be like just get back double Soul Shatter with Shigeki and hope. Yep. You can actually get back 3 things with Shigeki if we do it on their end step.
Rich soil grows mighty forests.
Wow, those would have all been just game-ending top decks if they found them.
Remember your training.
Wow. That is a cowardly attack. Just need a kill spell. We just don't have one. Yeah. Okay. Well. We're probably just supposed to kill both planeswalkers, I guess. Try to chump the 9/9. Dead to removal. We find another meat hook, that's enough. How about another land? Does that seem good? Okay. Tough. Tough. Okay, so we definitely want Disdainful Strokes. I mean, Annul counters Chariot out of this deck, but it's super narrow. There's not much else. I think we want to be, like, holding up counter magic, which means that I want to bring in Siphon Insight, I think. Soul Shatter hitting Planeswalkers is pretty appealing. Duress hitting Storm the Festival, pretty appealing. I don't think March is really where I want to be. Go Blank seems really good at dealing with Storm the Festival. I don't want to cut really any of my counter magic. Meat Hook Massacre doesn't seem that great. Like, it would have been a pretty good top deck at the end there. Inscription of Ruin, I think, is just bad. I think it's just a bad card, honestly. And now the question is, do I want, like, to go aggro with Bloodveil Purveyor? They may not have removal. Again, like, the problem with running cards like Shigeki or Yorion is that opponents just don't take out their removal, which makes cards like Purveyor worse. Should definitely bring in Negate. I don't know what I was thinking, not bringing that in right off the bat. Yeah, maybe something like this. No, I want at least a kill spell to be able to loop with Shigeki. Maybe I just cut one of the Soul Shatters. Let's try this. Alright, I mean, it's not the worst. Yeah, I think the Syncopate lets us keep it. If they, like, ramp into a 4-drop, then we get to counter that. Go Blank is a decent follow-up. Soul Shatter deals with whatever they resolve in that window afterwards. Grazer. I think that one's okay. Ooh, Duress is not bad. Let's start there. Chariot, Felidar Retreat, Borrowed Time. And Paulo. But no lands. Rook Razor gets him up to 3 mana. Yikes. Probably Felidar Retreat is the harder one of these things to deal with. At least Chariot we can kill when they animate it. Yeah, it's probably got to be the Retreat. Whoa. They don't bounce a land and replay Paulo? Oh, they don't have any basics. Oh, that makes it easier. Okay. They don't have any basics, which means we may actually get to cast the very first Hagra Mauling ever cast for 3 mana. I've never done that before, I don't think. Is it the right play? Or do I want to just use it as a land drop? Be boring. I think I just want to use it as a land drop, honestly. If I draw like Loth or something, I'll definitely want to have it in play. Alright, now we just start firing off these go blanks, I think, right? Because Syncopate will still be able to hit any of their spells while they're constrained on mana. Whoa! Pitching Storm the Festival and Chariot. That's pretty scary. Keeping Borrowed Time. Interesting. I think that's just like a sign that the opponent doesn't know quite what we're doing. Bolting in the land. Still not a basic. And there's Paulo. I'm down to counter this, I think. And then we're going to go blank away probably everything but Yasharn, which will fix their mana problems, but they won't have anything else. Dane. Okay. Yeah, holding on to Yasharn makes a lot of sense. Double Yasharn. Nice. Okay. So now we just have to not die to this 2-3. I hope we can do it. Let's draw like Shigeki. Is that allowed? They found the 4th land. Okay. With 2 counterspells in hand, I am tempted to just Soul Shatter this thing now. Yeah, let's just do it. Okay. We're up 2 cards on them. We can do this, right? Hell yeah. Give me the spiders.
I will show you what subservience will be rewarded.
Let's just get that nice and exiled. Nice. Okay. So now that we've seen... not only Chariot, we've also seen Felidar Retreat. So they're more like a weird green-white landfall-y deck. It's probably just because they need some sort of decent permanent target for Storm in the Festival. Does that make me more interested in a null? I definitely want the Syncopates. They're so good against Storm. Disdainful Stroke deals with all of that anyway for, like, not much more mana. I think I like this configuration. Yeah, let's just run this back. Don't think we can keep that. That is better. So we'll keep this. Put back. Probably just the swamp. Yeah. Okay, so now we have negate up. If they play like basic land, Zika's Chariot, then we have negate for that. Apollo's irritating. Can't do anything about that though. See what they take. Go blank. Makes sense. We did have the go blank turtle loop that we were threatening. Bounce the razor to the hand if that's what we decide we want to do. I don't think so. We are rewarded. We don't have black in play yet. Let's start with duress. Innkeeper or storm the festival. I think that's a pretty easy call. Especially given that one of them is illegal. So we'll just say go. We are taking a beating. Yep. Yeah, so it probably does just have to be Sorin here and hope they don't have anything good to do next turn. They're going to ramp, they're going to have 6, 7, which is not going to be enough for Storm. If we wanted, we could Sky Turtle something back to their hand. Which might be right. And we get Sorin in play and we have actually stand a decent chance of defending him. Okay. Sure. Only doing this because I think I am committed to playing Sorin now.
Violence is necessary. Right. You can deal with my servant.
So they can activate the cave if they want. That takes their whole turn. We will get to go blank to next turn. But it might be necessary for them to deal with Sorin. Okay, they've chosen not to do that. Okay, so what do they choose to do? Everything fires at Sorin. Okay, I think we're happy just to trade with the Spellbinder, keep Sorin alive. Alternatively, like if we do this, then they get to power up the cave next turn. That will swing for 3, 7, 8 at our face. Maybe that's okay. Nah, I think I just want to get this traded. Keep Sorin in play. Have a chance at drawing something reasonable. I guess? We do this, we take 2 down to 13. How much mana do they have? 2, 6, 7, not enough to storm. So there's no reason to go blank this turn. Let's just take the Siphon, I think.
You wish to know my secrets?
They will probably have to attack down Soren here, I think. Okay. I think we let them declare their attacks. It's possible that we hit like an Iganjo out of their deck. I guess, although we can't pay a channel cost. Like, we would need white to pay the channel cost with Siphon Insight. So we're going to take 4 here. Soren's probably going to die. That's really good. Yeah. A layer that we can't activate. Yeah, I guess we just take the untapped land.
Things have not gone my way.
Okay. So, I think Farewell's forced, right? Yeah, we just die if we don't. So we just need to hope that they don't rip something great off the top. We have 3 blue sources and only 2 black. I guess we play this on black. To exile everything. And hopefully, yeah. Okay, so now we're just going to get hit by Cave. We have a Hagra Mauling to deal with the Cave the following turn. And we have Negate to deal with something that they rip off the top. Seems good to me. It's a grindy deck. Nope. Which mana do they have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They cannot storm the festival next turn. Can also Shigeki 3 things back. But we don't have anything back because we exiled all the graveyards because we wanted to get rid of their Storm the Festival. Of course, they drew another one immediately. We can't play the Go Blank and be able to remove the Cave. We can't just attack. That would be pretty aggressive, though. I'm just going to play the Shigeki, I think. Try to get some value off of it. Hold up Hagra Mauling for the Cave. And then go blank the following turn when they're threatening to storm the festival. Do I have enough black? Shit. I don't have enough black? Yes, I do. Okay. The weird art on the land makes that look weird. Okay, I do actually have enough black. I guess we let them tap it first. And we are in a grind fest, my friends. Syncopate also pretty good. Actually, Syncopate really good, right? No, not quite. We're 1 mana short. We'll just hold up Shigeki activation. There's no reason to attack with it. Whiff is not great, but it does fill our graveyard. Disdainful Stroke is great. We have 8 mana. We'll be able to get back 3 things. Turtle will be 1. Syncopate will be another. I don't know. Soul Shatter? Maybe Hagra Mauling, realistically. Yeah, probably. Um. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's whatever. We can just kill that. Or with that. That works too. So this will cost 3. We'll have 3 mana left up, which is enough to disdainfully stroke anything. Sounds good to me. Oh, wait, I did my math wrong. Shit. Don't punish me. Don't punish me. Please don't storm the festival. Please don't storm the festival. Please don't storm the festival. Fuck! Ugh. I did the math wrong. Just hit like 2 lands. Ugh. Like the 2 best possible hits.
Time for battle.
Ah, God, that sucks.
From root to canopy, the trees are mighty.
Ugh. Yeah, I think we're dead. That Storm of the Festival was brutal, and I played right into it.
Well, my sap, you will serve me well.
It was the maximum punish, of course, but I did play right into it. Do we Soul Shatter Ren here? Like, how much mana do they have? 3, 6, 9? They can't technically Storm the Festival, but with a Ren Plus they would, I guess. They're going to attack for 8 next turn. We're going to go up to 9. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. And they hit the untapped land off the top. I think we are extraordinarily dead. Yeah, that'll do it. Ugh. Okay, that sucks. I don't think there's any way I should have lost that game if I had played it well. But, you know, sometimes these grindy matchups, you misplay towards the end. Get kind of sloppy. Cannot keep a 6-lander, I don't think. This is better, although I'm not thrilled with it. Alright. Start with Duress. Oh, looks like we have a mirror of some kind. I guess Soul Shatter. Hits Sorin. Meathook doesn't. Yeah, I think we're just jamming. We saw their hand earlier. One of these would have had to be a counterspell off the top.
I am vengeance, bloody and righteous.
Do I want another card, or do I want a vampire? I think I want another card. Yeah. Revealing Syncopate, not great, of course.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Okay, stroke, so settle in. These game ones are going to be pretty mopey. Like, it's gonna all be about who draws like one of a couple relevant cards, and unfortunately they've already drawn one. Like, the lair is pretty important. They can just start attacking with it whenever they please. Like, they also have to assume that we have kill spells in our hand because we're not doing anything. I guess. Sure. Okay, so we've drawn March, which lets us deal with a lair that they pump up. Drew a Sky Turtle as well, which right now does not accomplish a whole hell of a lot. We can't just jam it. I guess a 6/5 with Ward 2. But they have enough to meat hook that away, and it's barely an inconvenience for them, so I guess not. I guess we're using it to fight counter wars, return counters to our hand, that kind of stuff. I want to save the March to deal with a lair that they eventually pump up, so we'll use the sure. We'll use this to kill. We'll use the Meat Hook Massacre to kill this. I will decline to discard a card. Sure. Ooh, Shigeki. Shigeki will, excuse me, unfortunately die to Meat Hook Massacre. Maybe that's not so bad. No, because then we have to sacrifice it to this saga, so I guess we're just saying go, holding up Disdainful Stroke here. Inscription of Ruin, you said. Okay. So discard. Discard Syncopate. And I suppose Shigeki, and we can recur it with the turtle. I don't really want to discard the Disdainful Stroke. Just a raw Meat Hook Massacre, sure. Okay. Now maybe we play the turtle. If they kill it, it has Ward 2. I feel like they won't have any difficulty dealing with a random creature, though. Probably just supposed to get the loop going with Shigeki. What does this come back as? An 0-4, where X is the number of creatures in my graveyard. Creatures or cards? Creature cards. So that's just 1. That's fine. So we have 7 mana, which means we can bring back 2 cards with Shigeki here. One of them has to be the turtle, the other would be Duress. I don't think that's worth it yet. We can also just play it. But again, I think that's probably wrong. Like, as soon as we put something on the battlefield, then that becomes easy for them to deal with. I'm fine taking 1 damage here from this thing. This is okay. That's more of a problem. They have their own Shigeki. Okay. So anything we discard, they'll be able to get back with ease. I don't know, I guess it's gotta be this thing. Soul Shatter also plays really well around the board of the Sky Turtle, so I'm kind of happy that we've been playing around that. Been disciplined not playing it out. Powering up 5. Sure. 5 threatens to disrupt the loop, so I think... And they can't do anything that Disdainful Stroke meaningfully interacts with, so I think we just go for the full Monty here. They don't have any blue, so... Possibly I was supposed to leave up 3 mana to use the turtle to bring back Shigeki this turn, and then recur the March to deal with the future lair of the Hydra. That Hydra is going to get so big, though, that it's going to be pretty tough to deal with, honestly speaking. Alright, so if we do the loop now, what do we get back? We get back Duress and March. Duress has been shown to not hit very much. Probably just supposed to go slow here. Represent removal of some kind. Keep taking 1. We have 7 mana, so we get to bring back 2 cards, which I guess we might as well. I guess, like, March, probably. We haven't seen any relevant targets for Duress right now. March will eventually deal with the lair. Could meet Hook. He could. But I don't think so. I'm not really sure how either of us end up winning this game. It's got to be by sticking a Planeswalker, and if that's the case, then you think we're in pretty good shape, because we have a handful of 2 counterspells, and we have the Shigeki Sky Turtle loop going. So we should be able to just infinitely recur counterspells. Evoke Despair. Yeah, I don't really want to let them draw cards. Let's keep going. Give me back Shigeki. I guess we can... If we Shigeki now, we just recur the Sky Turtle and we've accomplished nothing, so I guess we just untap. There we go. I mean, it does run headlong into Soul Shatter, so we're probably actually supposed to recur Duress on their end step before we jam the Sorin. Yeah, okay. No need to rush. Although I suppose the Shigeki does recur the Soul Shatter, so we kind of need to exile their graveyard, which means we need to find Go Blank. There's no Go Blank in there. Honestly, we probably win on the clock. That's probably how this game ends. So we have X equals 4. Turtle. Duress. Stroke. Syncopate. Give them to me. Another turtle. Okay, so like we're certainly playing Duress here. Take the Soul Shatter. If we play Sorin here and minus Shigeki minuses, gets back Soul Shatter, and gets back Invoke Despair, frankly. That's kind of scary. They just don't have the loop. I don't want to go to discard. I really don't want to go to discard. But I also really don't want to tap low. Alright, play the Sorin. Get our Vampire. And hold up our counter magic. And our Turtle.
You fight for me now.
This is probably where they cash it in, I would think. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so they get 3 cards back. And they're getting Soul Shatter, Invoke Despair, and Inscription. Sure. So Invoke Despair, importantly, gets hit by Disdainful Stroke. This is okay. I will pitch Massacre, and I suppose Turtle. Turtle lets them... Turtle puts another creature in the graveyard for this thing, which will kill Sorin because it has Menace. So I guess I don't want to discard that. March for 4. Lair would be for 5. I guess it's Syncopate. And round we go. Another Inscription River, and that is frustrating. Cannot invoke Despair anymore. So I guess we're pitching a Stroke and Turtle. With the objective of keeping Soren alive. So there's Soul Shatter, that's fine. So now there's no need to kill this anymore. Now we just get to do our loop again. Vault is pretty good. Yeah, we just lost here. They invoke Despair, we Disdainful Stroke it, and they hopefully scoop. This will have a Menace. So I don't want to attack. I want to keep the blocker back for the lair. Okay, great.
I always reward the loyal.
Nice. Alright, finally got there in the end. We established our loop. They didn't. You have to think they were kind of unlucky not to find their turtle. But maybe they're not a turtle deck. Maybe they're just Invoke Despair with Shigeki for value. Just to try to recur this over and over again. In any case, Go Blank seems outstanding. Siphon Insight seems pretty good. What else? Want the Strokes. We really didn't see a lot in the way of creatures. We did see creature lands, I suppose. And the enchantments. Excuse me. Again, Inscription of Ruin is just a terrible card. I don't know why it's in here. March, I think, was important because it scales with their... maybe March is not super important. Maybe we can trim some of those. Soul Shatter, I mean, we didn't really see any great targets for it. I can't imagine they're not playing Planeswalkers, but until we see some in Game 2, I think I'm okay taking them out. Excuse me, something needs to come out. The meat hooks are not very good. Those should probably just go. Want another negate. How do we feel about Bloodveil Purveyor, I guess, is the question. They saw our Planeswalkers. They're going to keep in the Soul Shatters. I don't think we want Bloodveil Purveyor. So I suppose... I guess a Soul Shatter. Just a one of. Deal with a Planeswalker. Okay, so Go Blank seems like a very important card in the matchup, so does Syncopate. We did find the one of Soul Shatter. I think this hand's pretty good. Concealing Curtains. Okay. We can kill that in time. Okay, we cannot kill both of them in time, unfortunately. So, given that, we probably just hold up Power Word Kill and kill whichever one they transform. Cool. If they transform the curtains, then they, like, certainly take Go Blank, I think. I think. It's also, by far, their most likely play next turn, so I think we just do the Go Blanking while the Go Blanking is good. We could Soul Shatter. It does leave us kind of soft to Sorin. Actually, I kind of like that. If they activate the concealing curtains, then we can soul shatter in response, and then go blank with duress. Okay, sure, let's do that. And otherwise, we have syncopate. All right, let's start with duress. Find inscription of rune. It's not particularly important. This is black, right? Yes. So let's go blank now with the intention of getting Loth through the soul shatter. And they need to top deck pretty well here. Okay. Hopefully we draw on tap land. We do. And there's Loth. Nice. I will take my spiders.
Envy the straw. I will get what I want.
I guess they could have kept Meat Hook in. Maybe that's a reason to draw with Loth instead. Just play Shigeki. Okay, we find another Loth. Not the most inspiring thing in the world. We do find Disdainful Stroke, though, which is outstanding. Yeah. They're attacking Loth with Shigeki. I think we're kind of okay with it, right? Because then they're not activating him. And then we have Loth to play the following turn. And this way we're just putting a clock on him, too. Sure.
I am merely delayed, not defeated.
Aggro Mauling on Shigeki is also not bad. But I think I just like attacking here.
Are you in a gift? In exchange.
And we're swinging for 8. Like, yes, they can activate Shigeki here, but it doesn't achieve anything quickly, and we just have too much of a board. Okay, so that feels pretty good. That I feel like we've atoned somewhat for the massive punt in match number 2. Okay.